There's 3 ways to put your faith into action. Say it, pray it, and do it. In this video, the kids were saying it. They had to change what they were thinking, change what they were believing, and begin to say it with their mouth. They began to say, everything I set my hand to prospers. Mark 11:23 says this, whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be removed and be cast in the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he says, he shall have whatsoever he says. Now notice there's not one word about prayer in there, but it says the word say 3 times. So you believe it in your heart and you say it in your mouth. And when you say the word of God out of your mouth, you're putting your faith into action. Now one way that I teach kids about this is I talk to them about the sword of the Spirit. So I went to the Army Navy surplus shop and I picked up a machete. You can just use a kitchen knife or something to talk about the Word of God, and get yourself a little apple. Use the apple to represent a temptation. I like to use the temptation to be afraid, because the devil's always trying to put the spirit of fear on kids. So when Johnny goes to bed at night and he hears a little voice that says, the boogeyman's outside your window, what does Johnny normally do? Normally he says, Mommy, and Mom comes running. Of course, when Mom comes in the room, the fear goes away. But the problem is when Mom leaves the room, the fear comes back. So what we need to do is teach our kids to use their own sword to resist the spirit of fear for themselves. And so how do we do that? We teach them to say the Word of God. So when the devil comes and says, the boogeyman's outside your window, kids, pull out your sword, the sword of the Spirit. Say, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. And when you do that, it slices that temptation right in half and destroys the works of the enemy. Remember, to say it, put your faith into action by saying what you're believing God for.